Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Steps, and it's under the command of Wazwulf of QU1NN. And he's got the bounty rammer, rotation device, and I think that was a GLD as well. Game on! Well, you can see he's using the stock howitzer. It's much more accurate. It's also got a better trajectory, and on top of that, it's got a faster reload, which means that you can hit the enemy reasonably quickly. Okay, he's aiming for the bush up the other end of the channel, just in case there was somebody there, and if there was a light tank there doing a bit of spotting, well, he's going to certainly feel that. Got a P43 Biz turned up at the center, and a VK headed to the west side. Okay, our Type 64 has actually got into a very good spotting position, and I think he's the one spotting the VK3601H. He just managed to move to one side. We might be able to get a shot on that T3485M though. Okay, he's being marked. Somebody, I think it's the Type 64, is rapidly fiddling with his T button. But we've got the enemy KV85 over here. Direct hit, right on the money for 165. I think this corner of the map is actually much better for the heavy tank hustle, you might say. It's much easier for Arty to actually score damage on the enemy when they come over this corner, because they tend to stay stationary as you're firing the rounds into them, and obviously they take more damage. It's a tier 6 game with tier 6 tanks only, and we're following that crocodile as he pulls back. But look at this, two tanks together, rounds out. Oh, he hit the Chi too, direct hit. And I think, yes, the Chi 2 just went down. The 40 TP is, well, a one shot if you can get the shell directly on target. Okay, he's now got a possibility of getting that one. Oh, just missed the VK3601, but he does go down, and it was the Churchill 7. Meanwhile, the crocodile's making his way round. Yes, one of the things I said was that the reload on the stock gun is much faster. By the book, it's 25.31 seconds, but you can see here that Wazwulf has got 20.74. He's just taken some damage off the crocodile, and I think he's going to go for the KV85 next. They've just taken out the 40 TP, so it's a lot of fighting going on this corner. Unfortunately, we lose the Churchill 7. And you can see now why Wazwulf decided to stay near the cap area. He's now thinking of relocating to get to a safer area. Now, the stock howitzer is the very same howitzer, the SIG-33, that you actually find on the Gorilla. Of course, it was very easy for the Germans to actually switch the howitzer. They could lift it off that mount and replace it with another howitzer, or they could actually use the same hull basically for the Nashorn as well, because it's the same vehicle, although I think the mount was different for the Nashorn. But you could swap the actual vehicle, or the actual howitzer that was mounted on the vehicle. Rounds out, splashes the Basotto, 71 hit points. The enemy's making themselves very easy to hit. That T52 backing up, I think he's in trouble as well, but any second now Wazwulf is going to have shell ready. The T52 decided he's had to pull back, but the Hellcat took a splash for 54, and he goes down immediately afterwards to the P43 Biz. So that worked out well, because we managed to get a 90mm round into him afterwards and picked up the stun assist. Now, the scores are even at the moment, and the enemy is approaching our cap area. We can get around into that T-34. Rounds out. 46 hit points. Our team is being compressed into the corner, but our P-43 seems to be free and clear to actually go to the north. I'm only worried about that P-43 Beers because, of course, he's a 90mm with full health, or near full health. 136. Good shot on the KV-85. They're asking for a shot on the T-34-85M now. These guys are taking punishment as they try to get towards our guys. We're loaded. Oh, bit of a rescue bloom there, but he fires it in and gets a direct hit. He's doing well. Who's next? The P-43 Biz on our team's come back. That should help. We're looking at the KV-85 again. He's just on that corner. No, they pulled back out of sight because I think they took too much punishment. Ah, tree goes down, so we know he's actually going for the heights. He's trying to climb up on top of that hill to see if he can get more sight on our guys. He needs to spot us. There's the P-43 Biz. Now, that's the one I was concerned about, because if he's got the 90mm gun and full health, then he's going to be difficult to take down, although he has been spending most of his time near his own cap. The Basotto takes 2 hammers and another one, and he's out the game. And we picked up more damage assist and stun assist as well. I think our shell must have actually tracked the guy because it was track damage at the end. I think that was after the stun wore off. Rounds out again. Direct hit! Well, the P-43 has definitely lost some hit points now, but we probably will have to move over to the edge of the map into this corner so that we can actually shoot at the enemy as he comes further south. There's a little dip here we can use. You can see the other Hummel on our team has actually decided to go into the corner. In fact, actually, he's gone high to the sniper's nest. But he's got the top gun, not the stock gun, which means he does have longer range than us, but he doesn't have a good trajectory. Of course, they did use munitions trugger, which is basically the same vehicle as the Hummel, but without the howitzer. They just carry loads and loads of shells and the powder charges to actually fire the shells. And it's gone very silent all of a sudden. 5 left on either team. The only ones we haven't seen, of course, are the enemy Arty. They've got an FV304 and a Hummel. And whilst the FV304 does give them a certain advantage, because, of course, it's a fast-firing Arty, it's around about the same fire rate as, of course, the stock on the Hummel. Just a bit faster. Well, our guy will do 20.46, and of course the FB304 about 12 seconds. And there's the P-43 again. Lost a fair amount of damage. Lining it up, trying to work out if the guy's pulling forward or back. Here he is. Well, it looks like he didn't suffer any damage the last shot, but this one he will. Rounds out. Here we go. Yep, 190. That was a good shot. And he's taking more damage. And he's out the game. That means we have an advantage at last. The T-34-85M's making his approach. But again, I think he's in danger. He's coming into an area where there's 3 tanks together, and he's just been taking a bit of splash. Wazwulf now over 1,400 hit points of damage, and that T-34-85M isn't any closer rather. In fact, he looks like he's now about to go out the game, and he does, and it goes down to the Type 64. So now we've got a major advantage. The KV-85 is badly damaged already. He's the only tank the enemy team have left. We do have to worry about those FP304 shells, but the KV-85 is right up on top of the hill, and now's our chance. From this corner here, he can lob the shell in, and the KV-85 is gone, and that means now it's a rush to get to the other side of the map to try and pick up that those 2 Artys. In our case, it'll be a counter battery, and in the tank's place, it'll be a Pascucci's medal. Here we go. FP304 has decided he needs to get out of there, and he goes down to the M4A376 wet. Two marks of excellence for Wazwulf so far. Oh, and he stopped because there is the Hummel. He's in sight, rounds out, early shot, he's on fire, and he goes down to the Type 64, and that is the end of the game. Well, that game could have gone either way towards the end, because both teams had the same number of tanks and about the same amount of health as well. But the enemy did have an advantage. I think that it was down to the fact that they did have that P43 Biz with its 90mm gun, had loads of health, but it looks like he just didn't have the experience to make an approach where he could actually do some serious damage without getting taken out. And we did have snipers up on the hill who could actually take him down or do bits of damage. And Wazwulf, of course, was sniping away at him as well and taking hit points off him to make enemies an easy kill. That was an ace tanker game for Wazwulf of QU1NN in the Hummel. Not the first ace tanker he's had them before. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11. And he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else. His win rate from this game, 2,332, which is very good. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see that the highest damage in the game went to the P43 Biz on our team, who managed 1,765. Second highest was the M4A376 Wet, who managed 1,759. And in third place, we've got Wazwulf with 1,695. So third place in this game, plus, of course, a Confederate medal. In fact, it's the only medal in the game. When it came to kills, though, it was the Type 64 did the best with 5 kills. 4 kills went to the P43 Biz on our team. 3 kills went to the Crocodile on the enemy team. Wazwulf didn't get any kills, but of course that helped him to get the Confederate. When it came to base XP, though, he's in second place. The Type 64 did a lot of spotting. If I pull that up, we can see he did 2,143 hit points of spotting assist in that game, and certainly did help our teammates. And his win rate was quite high as well, 3,800, because he did do damage as well. And so, yes, the Type 64 came off with 1,181, the only player to get over 1,000 base, with Wazwulf picking up 934 in second place. 826 went to the P43 Biz in third. Wazwulf fired 22 rounds. This is one of the best things about having the stock gun. You get to fire huge amounts of ammunition at the enemy. Mind you, you only get 27 rounds in the Hummel with the stock gun, but it's more rounds than you'll get with the Top Gun, because you only get 18 with that one, which really does inhibit your ability to make the best of your Arty. So he fired 22 shots, he got 5 direct hits and 20 splashes. So a lot of the time he was splashing the enemy and just taking bits off them bit by bit. But he managed to pick up 1,695 hit points of damage, of which 1,499 were at more than 300 meters. So some of the tanks he was attacking were at close range. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, none were killed, but he got 96 hit points of damage assistance. That's where he knocked out the tracks on the enemy. And he also got 933 of stun assist. Yes, the stun wore off, and that's when the track damage actually came into effect. And he got that 933 of 20 stuns as well. On a premium count, he earned 36,233 credits from the game, and he took away 9,807 experience points out of that one as well. He got a mission completion of 8,406, so that was a valuable one. So Hummel helping save the day on the way to another ace. Yes, he certainly did. At one moment, it did look like the enemy had the advantage, but he took that advantage away from them by smashing that P43 over the head. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.